That is entirely up to Vladimir Putin. The man has never kept his word ever in any context, as far as I'm aware. So we have to know what we're dealing with. Our government, I hope, knows who they're dealing with Vladimir Putin. He's not a man of his word. He's not interested in peace. I hope he gets there. He is not all that different, Weezer, from the schoolyard bully. If you look at Russia, right, obviously it's huge geographically. But a population of about 150 million people, about half the size of the United States, 1/5 the size of Europe, a total GDP of $2 trillion. That's the GDP of the state of Texas. So they are large, but they're weak, and they're proving that weakness by the fact that they can't even successfully prosecute a war against a much weaker neighbor. So we got to stop, being fearful or bowing down to Russia. We need to stand up to Russia. We need to defend Ukraine, support Ukraine, and if it's done the right way, this will end positively. It's all about peace through strength. There's peace through strength, and there's war through weakness. There's no magical third option. I can tell you, President Zelensky, the Ukrainian people, I know them well. I've lived there as an FBI agent. I was assigned there as a working Russian counterintelligence. They want peace. They're a peaceful nation. They're democratically elected officials, including President Zelensky. They want peace. They did not ask for this invasion. They did not provoke this invasion. They were invaded by Vladimir Putin, who had been telegraphing this punch for years. We all knew what he was intending to do, and now he's doing it. He views the fall of the Soviet Union as the greatest geopolitical disaster of our lifetimes, and he's trying to reconstitute it. Step one is Ukraine. We cannot allow him to do that. And what we also can't allow is for the precedent being set here that dictators are going to be rewarded for violating the territorial borders and territorial sovereignty of their neighbors. We cannot reward that. So, I want to say this too. I think Secretary Rubio is doing a great job. He's a smart man. He understands Putin. He understands the dynamic of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the history there. And I have full faith in his ability to barter a just and fair agreement. But it's important to remember, and this applies to all agreements where we facilitate as a nation, that it's ultimately up to the nations to accept and abide by those conditions. President Zelensky, the Ukrainian people desperately want peace. They've always wanted peace. They were a peaceful nation before Russia wrongfully invaded them, and they want to get it back. But it's got to be a just and lasting peace.